You just got to kind of roll with what we got with the conditions. It's part of the game. It's part of an external factor. You can't really control it. You just got to focus on things you can't control. And then, we got on the sideline. Our equipment team did a great job of, having jackets on the side, trying to keep guys warm, having dry balls, extra towels and things, trying to keep guys' hands and balls dry as possible. So, and really just, focus on things you can't control. And then our equipment team did a great job of making sure that they could do everything they can to keep us warm and dry.
And offensively, we saw you really just kind of keeping it and going for it on some really critical third down situations. What was the process there like for you?
Process kind of as I was going through my reads, kind of felt like things were starting to break down, and then just try to make a play with my feet, whether it was being able to get out of the pocket and find someone downfield or get out of the pocket and then run the ball. So I think that was the biggest part, was just trying to make a play and trying to make something happen when it felt like things were breaking down or they had good coverage and guys were pretty locked up.
And speaking of being able to find people downfield, how exciting was it to be able to, kind of get in different receivers, especially DeAndre Tompkins this week?
It was awesome. Being able to get completions to all our receivers on the outside and big completion to each and every one of them. Move the chains, get some explosive plays to all those. It's awesome to be able to spread the ball around to those guys. I mean, they're top-notch receivers. They're all deep threats and all threats every time they put the ball in their hands. So just having those guys out on the outside is just such a comfort level for me as a quarterback. And us in the quarterback position, knowing we got dudes like that outside there, we could throw the ball to them short and they could take it long, or we could throw it up to them deep and they'll go make a play for us.
It's kind of like something that we try to focus on all week, trying to get pressure on them. And we kind of had a little plan that I was going to come through and hopefully get a block, and that's kind of what happened.
And, I mean, you guys, have you ever been in a game like that? I mean, like seeing you guys just
yeah, it was one of those games where it was just like the weather was pretty bad. I've never been in a game like that where it was just like kind of hailing and snowing. But we found a way to pull out the win, no matter who made the play or what happens. We always come out with a win somehow.
James said this was like a mental toughness kind of.
Absolutely. Yeah. We always have like this sort of mental toughness going into the week. We always have like specific focus, and that's kind of what happened today. We had to come out with a mindset that we had to win, no matter what happened, no matter what the condition was. But we had to come out with the win.
What was the secret to kind of your consistency out there and your ability to consistently put it through the uprights?
I think it's just preparation, getting used to a new holder, and I've been with Yaz for a while, so I think it's just trusting them to get the ball down and me doing what I always do.
And speaking of a new holder, Coach Franklin said a couple minutes ago in his press conference that maybe you had some tough snaps that you had to deal with. What was the process like adjusting to that, and how did you work that out?
I kind of told Billy the conditions are tough. You've not really been used to this, so if you just get it down, laces or not, I'll be able to hit it. Speaking
of those conditions out there, how much did that kind of play into what was going out there, and how did you kind of adjust to things like the wind and then eventually the sleet and the rain?
The wind is a big thing for me, but really the rain is bigger for the snapper and the holder to really get it back there and catch it and get it down. So really what I did, I just picked a different spot on the scoreboard. I always look at the scoreboard to see where I'm going to aim my kicks, so I just pick a spot either a little inside the right post or a little inside the left post. Just pick that spot and try to hit it.
How important has it been to kind of get together and watch film on the off days? That's kind of what helped you guys develop more communication?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's been huge, and I think now it's just been a routine for us. I mean, it's a routine, and every guy knows hey, after class, when you get your schoolwork done and stuff, we need to get in the film room and get this extra stuff done. And we're in there anytime we have questions. You got guys leaving questions on the board for our coaches. Asking questions about the offense before we even get a game plan. I mean, it's awesome the kind of things that guys are doing, and how guys are just trying to do everything they can, put so much effort in to make sure we want to know each week.
What was the key to the consistency in defense today?
I mean, we just kept coming, regardless of the score, we just kept coming, regardless of the score, regardless of the weather. I mean, we had times where there was timeouts or TV time, and we were in the huddle saying, don't let the weather dictate how you're playing today. Don't let it dictate how you play. And that's just the mental toughness of this team.
I think that, the weather and the conditions, you obviously can't control those circumstances. So we had to just come out, continue to execute, trusting our coaching that they're going to put us in a position to be successful. And obviously when that snow, rain, sleet, whatever you want to call it, started coming down, We just kept doing what we were doing all game, and it worked out for us.
Speaking of execution, you had some great catches with Trace. What was working for you guys out there, and how important was that in kind of sparking the offense a little bit?
Yeah, I think that's just been something all season long. Relationship with myself, Trace, all the receivers and Trace and Saquon, the O-line, everybody. He's definitely done a phenomenal job back there distributing the ball to a lot of playmakers, and I'm just happy to be one of them.
Great. Take us through that strip sack you had. What was going on there?
We had a call. My coach called my number, and the quarterback sprinted out away from me. And I just knew I had to bust my butt to get across field, and still had the ball by the time I got there, so I just took a check at it.
What can you say about your preparation this week? It seemed like you guys were really consistent defensively, like you kind of knew what to expect from Rutgers.
Definitely, that's the whole point of it. Prepare Monday through Friday, so come Saturday night, Saturday morning, noon, it's a little bit easier for you. You've seen it all, and you can just play fast.
What was most impressive to you out there from what you were seeing from the defense as a whole?
The D-line, those guys were incredible. They caused a lot of havoc, and they made it a lot easier on the back seven.